All right, good to go. All right, I bought some new shoes, and I think they're pretty cool. I bought them about 2.5 weeks ago, put about 50 miles on them so far, and I just want to give you a little bit of a review of what I think about them so far. And so these are my old shoes. My old shoes are the Haka or Hoka brand, the One One, the Arahi 4s. I really like them. I wore them down pretty far. It's a very light shoe. I put a lot of good miles on this shoe. The one thing I really don't like about a lot of long distance running shoes is that they're pretty flimsy. So if you go from like a cross trainer shoe, they're pretty durable, but they are also a little bit more heavier. And so I was still looking for something that was on the durable side. And so I went to the running room, and which you should all do, or just go to a running store in general to get fitted for shoes. They just have a better opinion than somebody at like a Kohl's or just a regular store that sells shoes. So my new shoes are On shoes. I'm not a shoe expert by any means. I wear them every day, but other than running in them, I'm not the biggest expert. So here are some initial thoughts. I already opened the box. Like I said, I've ran 50 miles, so I kind of just put them in here for some dramatic effect. When you open the box here, you get your shoes, and then they also give you extra shoelaces, which I thought was really cool. They have like a little membership card in here as well. I really wish they would just have stuck it on the box somehow, because honestly I didn't find it until I was gonna make this video 3 weeks later. So yeah, they have like a little membership card, create like a community thing, and you can actually like register your shoes, which is kind of cool. I haven't done it yet, but that's what you're able to do. So I set it at 11.5 for a men on these shoes. Originally, I was looking for something that was kind of rigid. I dislocated my shoe last summer and had dislocated my toe last summer and had some issues. And so I was looking for something that was rigid, that would provide me a little bit more support for that shoe, that toe. And so I'm just going to kind of point out some features that I've kind of liked so far about the shoe, and maybe you'll get some shoes as well. So there's a lot of technology into shoes. My price points for shoes have always been like 100, 150 for shoes, which is a pretty good, price point. These come in at 179, and I tell you what, they are worth every single penny. So I'll kind of go from the bottom up. And so the bottom, I'll just start with the one complaint I hear about it is that there's rocks that sometimes get stuck in this shoe. When I bought the shoe, there was one person kind of talking about it, but I don't do a lot of running in like the wet winter months, so I really don't get a lot of stuff stuck in my shoes, but I guess I will find that out later. So that's the only bad thing I could find about these shoes is rocks getting stuck. They have this thing called a speed board in the sole of the shoe, so it's kind of like a plastic piece that actually gives you some like spring effect in the shoe as you're running. And so there's some other like high-end shoes that do this just to provide more spring for more power off the toe of the push. So I really like that. It's called Cloudtech, and so this Helion, so kind of like, can you see me? There you go. So it's like see-through, this Cloudtech kind of Helion pattern that they have going on here. And so it's supposed to feel like you're running on clouds. That's what the online says. And I'll tell you what, it feels like you're running on clouds. I was pretty amazed by the shoe. It is very durable. The ratings at the store show that it's, not really a stability shoe, not really a comfort shoe. And, just by looking at it, you can kind of see why they might classify that as such, just because like there's this mesh liner. This darker area here is more open to allow more air, and then it's got mesh, like this like kind of mesh all over. And so I've been able to stay quite cool in the shoe. It's a Swiss engineered shoe, so it's got sweet Swiss engineering little symbols all over it. And then, so yeah, great Cloudtech technology. I'm getting good spring off of the shoe, landing really soft. The laces are really, really cool as well. So it's kind of like almost like camping kind of material for a lace. I've always had laces break on me in the past, and this is something I'm really surprised they give you an extra pair. And so there's many, if you can see all these holes, many hole configurations that you can choose from, you know, to tie up your shoe. And so I think that's really, really cool that they give you all those different kind of options. But the Helion technology from the bottom, I feel, gives it so much stability and creates quite a rigid shoe. But I don't know their classification on having so much, you know, openness around like that forward part of the foot, top foot. And so I could see that's why like the ratings might be a little off. It is very durable feeling, like, you know, anything Swiss engineered is going to feel a little durable. But I'm very happy with how they've performed and, like, you know, stood up so far. It literally feels like a cross-training trail running shoe, but it's very lightweight to some extent still. And that's not, so kind of keep moving forward. It's got a really nice tall heel. I was kind of nervous about how high it was just because normally I get rubbing in the back and I have to do like a hook, like a tie hook on the back just to keep my heel in more. So I kind of get rid of that rubbing on my past shoes. And honestly, like, I don't even notice the rubbing or the lack thereof. I think that's just because of the added spring from the shoe as well. Another cool feature that I like so far, that they actually, on the soles of these shoes, on the inserts here, they provide, I don't know if, let me get the camera to get this, come on. It's ribbed. It's really hard to show here, but it's ribbed right here. And what that's supposed to do is just give you some more activation on your big toe when you press off. And, you know, almost like this pinching mechanism for the bottom of your foot. And at first I was skeptical. I was just like, okay, they just basically, you know, molded a part of a shoe just a little bit differently. And you know what? You can feel it when you're wearing the shoes, which is really, really cool. So it almost feels like you're gripping the ground, and then you got this extra spring. And so I've done about 50 miles, like I said, almost at 2.5 weeks. Today is Tuesday, and I bought it 2 weeks ago on Saturday. And I tell you what, they are awesome. I've been on a 10-mile run, 6-mile run, staying in about zone 3, nothing, pushing them not too hard, hitting zone 4 for some intervals, you know, getting some really good mileage in, and my feet feel great. My hips feel great. My knees feel great. Everything feels great. I feel energetic after my run. Not that my training isn't hard, but just how well they perform, and that responsiveness of, you know, how that reacts to your body and how you react to your workout with the shoe. So I'm very impressed by this On shoe. I'd recommend them for anybody, but again, shoes are different for everybody and you should get fitted for your own type. But this is a shoe that's worked for me, and maybe that's a shoe that could work for you. So this is my little experience and review of a On shoe.